We are recording now. Our agenda of discussion for today's lecture is allocation of service department costs. In allocation of service department costs, we have to discuss a few aspects. So before we go into the aspects that have to be discussed, let us first of all understand. Let us first of all understand what this concept inherently is. Let us understand what it is that we are trying to address over here, right? So what happens in any organization? Please understand, in any organization, there are certain departments whose role is only to support the productive or the operational departments. These certain departments whose role it is to support the productive or operational department are called service departments. An example of this in your daily routine can be HR, IT, and admin. Because you all are all coming from service sector, most of you, 90% of you, 95% of you might be in service sector. So HR, IT, and admin are the most common examples that you can probably come across. Now, the other operational departments for service sector, they can be revenue generating departments. For example, if we were to talk about a big four organization, like say an Ernst & Young or a PwC or my personal favorite KPMG, or we were to talk about Deloitte Haskins and Sells, each one of these big four organizations have got their revenue generating teams. What are an example of that? You will have audit, you will have taxation, you will have business advisory, so on and so forth. It is the job of HR, the job of IT, and the job of admin to provide the support to each of these departments. Service departments provide the support to each of these departments, thereby enabling these departments to do their work better. If we are talking about manufacturing sector, within manufacturing sector, you will have various operational departments. They could be machining, they could be fabrication, they could be tooling, they could be assembly department. There are so many departments within manufacturing sector also. So what is the job of the service department? The job of the service department is to provide a service to each of these revenue generating operational departments. Why is it so that this aspect is important? These service departments incur a cost. This cost that they incur has to be allocated to these departments. Why it is to be allocated to these departments, please understand. See, ask yourself if you are working in taxation or ask yourself if you are working, say, in PwC. Where does PwC get its money from? By performing audit, by giving tax advisory, by giving business advisory. Does it get any money by performing administrative activities like booking tickets of its partners and executives when they have to travel? Does it get any money by the use of providing softwares to the audit team so that the audit team will provide services to the clients? No, the clients are paying money to the audit team. The IT team's job is to support them. Is it PwC's job to hire people for the world at large, or just hire people for their respective functions, so that their functions are doing better? So this HR, this IT, this admin, they incur costs. These costs are never going to be recovered by these service departments, because these service departments are generally not revenue generating. So these costs are allocated to a revenue generating department, and revenue generating department then generates the revenues, and these costs are treated as costs of these departments, and they are factored into the selling price that is charged for the goods and services by the revenue generating department. These costs are factored in as costs for these various revenue generating departments, and it is the duty of the revenue generating department to recover the cost of these various service departments. Now, this particular topic within unit number 4 or unit number 1400 tells us, coaches us as to how the service department cost has to be allocated to the various operational departments. ये सर्विस डिपार्टमेंट का कॉस्ट कैसे एलोकेट करना चाहिए ये वेरियस ऑपरेशनल डिपार्टमेंट्स के अंदर, यह गाइडेंस हमें इस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक के अंदर मिलता है. Am I clear about this, ladies and gentlemen? Give me a thumbs up if you have understood the basic introduction of the concept. Abhi tak I have not spoken of any of the methods. I have just told you what it is that we are setting out to do. What is our target? What is our objective? That I am describing to you. क्या आपको ये बात समझ में आई है? Give me a thumbs up if your answer is yes. Give me a thumbs up if your answer is yes. Right? The basic assumption is that you are understanding, context of my discussion. No need to take a screenshot of this. Now, there are 3 methods under which this cost of service department is allocated. So, service cost allocation. Number 1 is done under direct method. Number 2, it is done in step method. And number 3, it is done in reciprocal method. Generally, everybody considers this direct method to be the easiest method. Step method and reciprocal are considered to be complicated. Reciprocal method uses simultaneous equations. It is not exactly a simultaneous equation, but they are using equations wherein the value of one is substituted in the value of the other. Since it has got a slight algebraic application, people may consider to say it is complicated, but it is basic algebra. Very, very simple concept. I will promise you that it will become simple for you by the end of today's lecture. Now, what is the essence of each of these methods? That now we have to try to understand. So before I go to any text, I would like to create a real-time scenario for you. All of you, 100% of you are working professionals, owing to which you all can better appreciate what I am saying. Now, let us assume that there are 2 service departments. The service departments are human resources and information technology. And these departments are providing the support services to 3 operational departments. They are statutory audit, international taxation, and goods and services tax. These are the 3 operational departments of a Big 4 organization. Let us say we are here handling things for the KPMG set of LLPs that we are speaking about. Now, HR will provide certain services to each and every one of these departments. Let me assume that HR has a total cost of 25 lakh rupees. Where did this cost come from? It came from the various salaries that it has to pay for its executives, the various bonuses it has to pay, the various recreational activities that it has to do, the various promotions that it has to give, the various advertisement marketings that it has to do as HR professionals to ensure that the right job search portals are registering with KPMG to give them CVs, etc. Same thing you can say about IT. IT has its own cost. IT has incurred a cost of 45 lakh rupees because IT generally may have a higher cost because you're taking into consideration purchase of various softwares and then various computers and the things like that. Now, let us assume that out of its 100%, HR provides 5% of its services to IT. HR then provides 40% of its services to stat audit. HR then provides 30% of its services to international taxation. This is a total of 75, and 25% of its services are provided to GST. This is the percentage. Similarly, information technology provides 10% of its services to HR, and it provides 30% to statutory audit, 30% to tax, and 30% to GST. My dear friends, under the direct method, it is ignored that one service department provides the services to another service department. We plainly assume that all the offerings of services departments, which are HR and IT, are consumed by stat audit, tax, and GST. This is what we are assuming. Why are we assuming like this? That's the method. That's the rule of the method. Now, if I was to say like this, I can then make the following proclaiming statements that HR, you have to allocate 95% of your cost to statutory audit, 40%, taxation international 30%, and GST 25%. Do you people understand this breakup? I would like to add a further comment in another color that we have ignored 5% given to the HR department, I beg your pardon, to the IT department. We have conveniently ignored this. We have conveniently ignored this, and we are doing 95% is going this way. Now what will happen? This 25 lakhs will now be broken in the ratio of 40 is to 30 is to 25. Do you understand the statement that I just passed? In essence, my statement results in the following, that HR, now your cost is 25 lakhs. This 25 lakhs is allocated to statutory audit as 25 lakhs multiplied by 40 divided by 95, to tax as 25 lakhs multiplied by 30 divided by 95, to GST as 25 lakhs multiplied by 20 divided by 95. Let us do the calculation. I will try my best to round off the decimals. So we are looking at 25 lakhs multiplied by 40 divided by 95. Our answer comes to 10,52,632. 10,52,632. Now 30%, I would not say 30%, I would say 30 by 95 now goes to international tax. So 25 lakhs divided by 95 multiplied by 30, our answer comes to 7,89,474. 7,89,474. And the balance, of course, is 25 lakhs multiplied by 25 divided by 95. My answer is 6,57,895. 6,57,895. And by the help of doing this, what we have arrived upon is 10,52,632 plus 7,89,474 plus 6,57,895 gives me a total of 25 lakh and one. That's a decimal rounding off. I have allocated the entire 25 lakhs over here. Nothing has been allocated to IT because we have conveniently ignored under this method that one service department provides the services to another service department. We plainly assume that the offerings of service department are consumed by the operational departments. In my current example, they are statutory audit, taxation, and goods and services tax. Similarly, let us come to IT, who has a cost of 45 lakhs. This 45 lakhs has now got to be allocated, Now HR is taking 10% of what? Of the IT. Now here you look at IT. IT now it is 90% going to statutory audit, taxation, GST in the ratio 30:30:30, which is nothing but 1:1:1. So I will say 45 lakhs multiplied by 30 divided by 90, which is nothing but 1/3. 45 lakhs into 1/3 and 45 lakhs into 1/3. 30/90 I have written as 1/3. So this comes to 15 lakhs. This comes to 15 lakhs. And this comes to another 15 lakhs. My dear friends, what you have done over here is you have allocated the services department's cost, and each of these departments will have their own costs, their own salaries, their own wages, their own contractual services, so on and so forth. So let us assume that statutory audit has a cost of 11 crores and 5 lakhs. Let us say international taxation has a cost of 18 crores. Let us say that GST has a cost of, let us say 21 crores. To this, I will add the total of these two for statutory audit, which comes to 25,52,632. I will put circle over here and I will say A plus B. I will say A plus B. Next, I will use a different ink and I will highlight these people and say C plus D. Over here, I am writing C plus D. 7 and 15. So this is 22,89,474. Now I will change the again color. I will say over here E and F. 21,75,895. So this is the total that will come over here. Now the total cost of statutory audit department over here comes to 11 crores 30,52,632. Similarly, here it comes to 18 crore 22,89,474. Here it comes to 21 crore 21,57,895. What are these numbers, my dear friends? These numbers are nothing but the total cost of each operating department. This being statutory audit, this being taxation, and this being GST. With this explanation, your direct methods case has been rested. Direct method is over. Please give me a thumbs up for every one of you who have understood this particular allocation. Ms. Sharma, have you understood? Apex 7, the Hitman. What about you, Rising Star, my friend 555, Mr. Spectre? Dandinur, what about you? Realme,
Yes, sir,
Redmi. It's like a mobile shop. The rest of you, I hope you're understanding. The rest of you, I hope you're understanding. Tanna, very good, very encouraging. What about you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Mr. Thakur. Are you understanding? Are you understanding? I would request you to tell me whether or not you have understood. Sir, 5 और 10 क्यों छोड़ दिया? 5 और 10 इसीलिए छोड़ा गया है भाई, क्योंकि इस मेथड का एक ही रूल है, और वह रूल यह है कि यदि कोई सर्विस डिपार्टमेंट दूसरे सर्विस डिपार्टमेंट को अपनी सर्विसेज देता है तो वह इग्नोर किया जाएगा, जैसा मैंने यहां पे लिखा है. इसको वापस एक बार साथ में पढ़ते हैं. अंडर डायरेक्ट मेथड, it is ignored that one service department provides the services to another service department. HR ने अपनी 5% सर्विसेज आईटी को दिए हैं. ये 5% मैंने इग्नोर करके कहा कि अब एचआर का जो बचा हुआ 95% है, एचआर का टोटल खर्चा अब इस 95 में बांट दिया जाएगा, जिसका रेशो है स्टेचुटरी ऑडिट को 40%, टैक्सेशन को 30% और जीएसटी के लिए 25%. यह एक एलोकेशन का मेथड है जिसके अंदर मैं यह कंसीडर नहीं करता कि एक सर्विस डिपार्टमेंट ने दूसरे सर्विस डिपार्टमेंट को किसी भी किस्म की सर्विसेज एवं मदद की है। इसी वजह से पूरा का पूरा एचआर का खर्चा ऑडिट, टैक्स और जीएसटी में बांटा जाएगा, उनके रिस्पेक्टिव रेशियोज के अंदर, ना कि आईटी को कंसिडर किया जाएगा। इसी सेम लाइट में, if I was to analyze IT, who is giving 10% of its services to the HR department, I will ignore the fact that it has given the services to the HR department. I will take into consideration that 30% of the total goes to statutory audit, 30% of the total goes to tax, and 30% of the total goes to GST. Because of which the total cost of IT, which is 45 lakhs, is now being divided amongst audit, tax, and GST in the ratio 1:1:1, which you can see over here. These two costs, these two black dots, are then totaled and added into statutory audit, where the total is taken together as the total cost of the department. Similarly, these two costs here are added into international taxation, where the total is then taken into the total cost of the tax department, and these two costs here are added together, put in over here, added to the total, and that becomes the total cost of the GST department. I hope you have now understood the explanation and there is no doubt that persists. Any doubts? Furthermore,
सर सर अगर एचआर ने आईटी को सर्विस दिया है लेकिन आईटी ने एचआर को नहीं दिया है, तो इन
चलेगा,
दैट
सर्विस
केस व्हाट शुड
डिपार्टमेंट
वी
में
डू?
इग्नोर होगा, सर्विस डिपार्टमेंट में इग्नोर होगा।
लेकिन आईटी ने एचआर को सर्विस नहीं दिया है, तो हम
कोई
एचआर
बात
की जो सर्विस आईटी को
सर,
है वो इग्नोर
ये
कर देंगे।
डायरेक्ट मेथड के अंदर एक सर्विस डिपार्टमेंट जब दूसरे सर्विस डिपार्टमेंट को किसी भी किस्म की सर्विसेज देते हैं, यह बात को इग्नोर किया जाता है। तो कोई हर्जा नहीं है, आईटी ने ना देने दो, सिर्फ एचआर ने देने दीजिए आईटी को और बाकी सारों को, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। तो ऐसे सिचुएशन में आईटी की जितनी की टोटल कॉस्ट होगी वो इन बाकी के 3 डिपार्टमेंट्स में अपने इक्वल रेशो में बट जाएगी, विच विल बी 33 एंड 1/3% इन दैट केस। अभी जो 1:1:1 30% है, वो 33.33% हो जाएगा, बस, और कुछ नहीं होगा उसके आगे। आई बात समझ में?
यस सर।
Does everyone understand this concept? Yes or no? Please tell me that. Any doubts? Any persisting doubts? Any persisting doubts? All right. I can only request that you take a screenshot of this. This is good example for you to understand. Most important are these dialogues that are written over here. They are very useful. Also, the way the calculation is done, if you ignore the bad handwriting, this is a good way for you to revise the entire concept in like 5 minutes. Yeah, no problem, Divya, no problem. All right, guys, please take a screenshot. Whoever is taking screenshot, please take it so that I can go ahead. May I go ahead? Can I go ahead now? Come on, guys, respond quickly. If nobody's taking, I just rub it.
Yes, yes.
Now, I'm interested in the exam support package. Let us come to let's take a look at question number 95 and then we'll go to question number 91. 95, I consider it to be a slightly easier question to understand the concept. So let's just take a look at question number 95 to begin with. Now in question number 95, let us identify that there are 2 support departments. What are your support departments? Your support departments over here. Your support departments over here are maintenance and systems. Whereas your operating departments are machining, fabrication department. Now, we are under direct method. What method are we under? We are under direct method in this question. Let us read the question. Adam Corporation manufactures computer tables and has the following budgeted indirect manufacturing cost information for the next year. The budgeted overheads of support departments such as maintenance is 3,60,000. At system department is 95,000. The budgeted overhead of machining is 2 lakhs, fabrication is 3 lakhs, and the total overheads of the company come to 9,55,000. The support work that we are taking into consideration is system takes 10% from maintenance and maintenance takes 5% from systems. Baki 50% and 40% are allocated to machine and fabrication, and 45% and 50% are allocated to machining and fabrication with respect to systems. If Adam uses the direct method to allocate support department costs, allocation of support department costs to the production department, support department cost, these costs have to be allocated over here to the production or operating department. The total overhead for machine department will be how much? See, look, I'm not interested in machine department. I'll be doing the whole question. So when I go here, first of all, now I will have to reproduce this over here. Let's all pay attention. So over here, just a second. Yeah, this seems good enough. Now, let's get into our discussion. There are the following support departments. Which are the support departments? The support departments are maintenance and systems. Maintenance has a cost of 3,60,000 and systems has a cost of 95,000. Then there are your operating departments. That have the costs of, under the heading, of course, machining and assembly. Oh, I'm sorry, it's fabrication. There's machining and there's fabrication. Machining has a total cost so far of 200,000 and fabrication has a total cost so far of 300,000. This 200 and 300,000 are the individual overheads of those particular departments. Now, what is the usage ratio? Usage ratio for maintenance. As far as the maintenance department is concerned, maintenance provides 10% to systems. It doesn't provide anything to itself, not applicable. It provides 50% to machining. And it provides 40% to fabrication. Then there is systems that is providing 5% to maintenance and 45 to machining and 50 to fabrication. Here 10% provided by maintenance to the systems and 5% provided by the systems to the maintenance is ignored. Hence, full maintenance cost of 3,60,000 is split into machining and fabrication in the ratio 50:40 and full systems cost of 95,000 is split into machining and fabrication in the ratio 45:50. How did I get the ratios? From this data. Now look over here. There is machining and there is fabrication. First, I will write down own overheads, their own personal costs. To this, I will add allocation of maintenance department. What is the cost? 3,60,000. What is the ratio? 50:40. So this will come to 2 lakhs. And 1,60,000. Then I will say add allocation of systems, which is 95,000 multiplied by 45 divided by 95, and 95,000 multiplied by 50 divided by 95. So here it will be 45 and here it will be 50. Take the total, 2 lakhs plus 2 lakhs, 4 lakhs. The answer here is 4,45,000. And the answer over here is 350 plus 1,450 plus 60, 5,10,000. Now, let's take a look at what they are asking over here. They are asking you, how much will you put to machining department? Machining we just calculated to be 4,45,000. For these purposes, this is question number 95. This is question number 95. I request for this, you take a screenshot, and I think this is option number D. Thank you so much. If you have understood, everybody tell me, are you understanding this concept? Yes or no? I've gotten certain answers. And it seems that most of you have been able to calculate this. Any doubts, ladies and gentlemen, please speak up. Any doubts, ladies and gentlemen, please speak. Are you with me on that? Can we go ahead? Can we go ahead? Everybody, with your permission, can I go ahead?
Yes,
With
sir.
your permission, can I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay. Just a second, I'm sorry for that. Rub it off. Rub it off. Now, I come to the second method. That is your step method. Now, step method identifies or acknowledges. The right word will be acknowledges. That services department provide services to each other, which the direct method does not acknowledge. Direct method does not acknowledge this. Direct method does not acknowledge this. Are you with me on that? Are you with me on that? You just did it. Now, there is, however, only a one-sided allocation of services cost from one service department to another service department based upon ranking. Based upon what? Ranking. This is a very important word. It's based upon ranking. Now, what is the meaning of ranking? Let's take the following into consideration. Let's take the following into consideration. We have HR that provides its services to IT, HR, audit, tax, and GST. These are your operational departments, and these are your service departments. HR provides 5% of its services to IT. Then it provides, let us say, 40%, 20%, and 35% of its services to these respective departments. IT provides 10% of its services to HR, and then it provides 30% of its services to audit, 30% to tax, and 30% to GST. First of all, what service department 1 provides to service department 2 is compared with what service department 2 provides to service department 1. Service department 1 HR provides to IT 5% of its total cost, whereas IT provides to HR 10% of its total cost. Here, IT gets a higher ranking. Hence, in this method, only the cost of IT is allocated to HR, but HR is not allocated to IT. Only IT cost is allocated to HR, and HR cost is not allocated to IT. So let us say IT total cost is equal to 50 lakhs and HR total cost is equal to 25 lakhs. Now what will happen over here? Please pay attention. There is IT which has a cost of, as I have pointed out to you over here, 50 lakhs. There is HR, there is audit, there is tax, and there is GST. Here we are not considering any existing overheads for these departments. No existing overheads are considered for the operational departments. No existing overheads are considered for the operational departments. While these existing overheads are not considered for the operational departments, we have to now allocate the cost of IT into the various departments. 10% goes to HR. Therefore, HR, which has an existing cost of 25 lakhs, takes on 10% of IT, which is 5 lakhs, making HR's total overhead equal to 30 lakhs. Then what happens to IT? The balance 45 lakhs of IT goes where? Goes into audit tax and GST equally. What is this? This is nothing but 50 lakhs multiplied by 30%. 50 lakhs multiplied by 30% and 50 lakhs multiplied by 30%. Right? Now, this 30 lakhs will be allocated to these various departments in what ratio? In the ratio of 30 lakhs multiplied by 40%. Now, rather than saying 40%, we will say 30 lakhs into, this will be 40 by 95. 40% is an incorrect statement. I apologize. Multiplied by 20 divided by 95. Multiplied by 35 divided by 95. So what we will get here is 30 lakhs divided by 95 multiplied by 40. What is my answer? It comes to 12 lakh 63,158. Next, it is 30 lakhs divided by 95 multiplied by 20. It comes to 6,31,579. And then it is 30 lakhs divided by 95 multiplied by 35. The answer is 11 lakhs 5,263. Let us take the total. 12 lakh 63,158 plus 6 lakh 31,579 plus 11 lakh 5,263. Our total comes to 30 lakhs. What does our total come to? Our total comes to 30 lakhs. Now what has happened is this entire 30 lakhs has been allocated to the various departments and none of it has gone back to IT. There is no allocation to IT department here. Why? Acknowledges that service department provided service to each other, which the direct method does not. However, only one-sided allocation of services from one service department to another based on ranking. IT got a higher ranking because it has given more percentage of its services to HR compared to what HR has given to IT. So only IT's cost is allocated to HR. HR cost gets plumped up, and that plumped up cost is then loaded onto audit tax and GST. Nothing comes back and sits in IT from HR. HR ने IT को सर्विसेज दिया, IT ने HR को सर्विसेज दिया, लेकिन IT ने अपने 10% सर्विसेज HR को दिए और HR ने अपने 5% सर्विसेज IT को दिए, जबकि IT ने ज्यादा परसेंटेज HR को दिया है. सिर्फ IT का कॉस्ट HR में लोड होता है और HR का IT में लोड नहीं होगा. HR का जो प्लम्प्ड अप कॉस्ट हो जाएगा अभी 30 लाख का, वो जाके इंडिविजुअल ऑपरेशनल डिपार्टमेंट्स में अपने अपने रेशोज में बैठा रहेगा. This is the concept of step method. Do we follow this? Do we have any doubts? Please ask.
No, sir.
Yeah, Hubli, tell me.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, in this question, the services provided among departments, that is, service departments, is 5% and 10%. So, what's the case when the percentage match, sir? Like
If the
10% and
percentage matches, we will see who has a higher cost.
okay,
In
sir.
this case, IT will have a higher cost. And when IT has a higher cost, we will give a higher ranking to IT.
Okay, sir. Because previously I was solving Surgeon question and the question popped up, and in the question it was saying the percentage is same, sir. So I got confused.
Yes, and there is a dialogue within the Surgeon text.
Yes, sir. Even they did the same, sir, but it's
Yes.
in a bit complicated manner, sir.
It's not at all complicated. What is complicated? What is complicated? Let's assume that this is also 10%. Now what? Who is a higher cost? IT. You will allocate IT. Finished. You will allocate IT. Finished. Are you with me on that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what if the cost also same, both costs?
Then it's a management
Percentage.
decision. Then it's a management decision. If the cost is same and the percentage is also same, then it becomes a management decision. Such scenarios will not come for you in the examinations, where the cost is also same and the percentage is also same. You may have percentage same, but then you'll have to compare basis who has the higher cost. It's a management call. You are not doing a management decision making there. You are doing a cost allocation. Are you with me on that?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, do we understand this step method? Do we understand this step method carefully and clearly? Right?
Yes, sir.
So, shall we go to solving problems by using of the step method? Shall we try step method with our MCQs? Our MCQs for step method, I believe, is question number 92. Shall we go to question number 92? Shall we go to question number 92?
Yeah, sure.
Take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this. This is a very good way to go through the entire concept in just one reading. Keep these screenshots with you. They are very, very useful. As a matter of fact, you should share these screenshots on your group. We have promised to give 1400 as a free of cost support to everybody. So let everybody take advantage of this. Let everybody take an advantage of this. Clear, guys? Can I erase it? Can I erase it?
Sir. Yes, yes.
Let's look at 92. More or less the same numbers. More or less the same number. Actually, it is the same sum. Adam Corporation, same to same, manufactures computer tables from the previous question. Now, instead of direct method, they are saying do it under the step down method. That's all they are saying in this particular question. Numbers are the same. Everything stays the same. So, question number 92, I am taking and I am making a written note for it, which of course I would request you to take screenshots of. So there is maintenance, there is system, there is machining, and there is fabrication. Maintenance is 3,60,000. System is 95,000. Machining is 2 lakhs. And fabrication is 3 lakhs. Now, from maintenance, system is consuming 10%, machining is consuming 50%, and fabrication is consuming 40%. Now, from system, maintenance is consuming 5%, machining is consuming 45%, and fabrication is consuming 50%. Maintenance cost, as you can see, so there is no need to write it down. It's 3,60,000. Now, first of all, maintenance provides a higher degree. Just a second. Maintenance provides a higher degree of service, 10%, to system than what system provides to maintenance, which is 5%. Hence, maintenance gets a higher ranking than system. Therefore, maintenance will be allocated to system, machining, and fabrication, and system will be allocated to machining and fabrication only. Let us begin. Let us write down maintenance. 3,60,000. Next, we write over here system. Next, we write over here machining. And next, we write over here fabrication. This entire 360 is now being allocated. First of all, here there is 95,000. So 10% comes down over here. This is 36,000. Making the total of this come to 1,31,000. 50% comes over here. So out of the existing 2 lakhs that continues, 1,80,000 comes from maintenance. This has come from maintenance. 3 lakh continues the way it is. And 40%, so 1,44,000 has come from maintenance. Now this 131 will be allocated, this 131 now will be allocated to machining and fabrication in their ratio of 45 to 95. 45% is to 50%. Take the total, put it in denominator, numerator here and numerator here. This will be 131 divided by 95 multiply by 45. What is your answer? 62,053. 62,053. 131 multiplied by 50 divided by 95. 131 divided by 95 multiplied by 50, you will get 68,947. What is the total? Of course, this comes from system. Of course, this comes from system. What is the total? 2 lakhs plus 1,80,000 plus 62,053. What is your answer? Your answer is 4,42,053 And in fabrication, what is your answer? 3 lakhs plus 1,44,000 plus 68,947. Your answer comes to 5,12,947. This is the total cost of departments. And what was this? Question number 92, step down method. I hope we understand this concept clearly. I hope we understand this concept clearly. Now, my friend from Shimla, are you there in the lecture? Well, it seems she has only gone away. Well, it was her primary doubt. And while it was a method that had to be discussed, I had it on the agenda as it is. It doesn't matter. But it seems she has left us. So it's strange when you are asking her out, you are only leaving. But it's okay. Does everybody else understand this? Yes or no? Please tell me that.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Will you have the confidence of solving these questions if you get such kind of questions? Now I think you have understood the working of it. Now I think you have understood the working of it. Are you with me on that? Are you with me on that?
Yes, sir.
Right? Please take a screenshot. Please take a screenshot.
Done.
Done? Okay. Next, we go to question number 94. So I'm doing all the big questions, the ones that you may deem to be difficult. So 92 is over. And I think 95 we did, correct? 95 we did, 92 we did. Now I'm getting you to 94. 94 is also a good question. 94 is also a good question. And this is again step down method question. This is again step down method question. So let us see the question. Logo Incorporative has two data services departments, system department and facilities department. So system is the first one and facilities is the second one, that provide support to the company's three production departments. What are the three production departments? Machine department, assembly department and finishing department. The overhead cost of the system department are allocated to the other departments on the basis of computer usage hours. The overhead cost of the system department, please understand this again. System department is allocated to the other departments on the basis of what? Computer usage hours. So this is the cost driver of the systems department. The overhead cost of facilities department are based on square feet occupied in thousands. So what is the cost driver of facilities? Square foot occupied. Other information pertaining to logo is given below. Other information pertaining to logo is given below. So all the costs are given. What is the usage of each of the department is also mentioned. Logo employs the step down method of allocating service department cost, and it begins with the systems department. Which one of the following correctly denotes the amount of systems department's overheads that would be allocated to facilities department? It's clearly mentioned here. System department allocated to facilities department. They are not asking you to calculate the rank. Here in this question, you may please write this down. Here, ranking is not to be calculated. The question provides to us that system cost is to be allocated to facilities. Therefore, automatically systems are considered to have a higher ranking. Therefore, automatically systems are considered to have a higher ranking. I will request you that you please copy down this note as it was being written down, or when you are going to watch your whatever your what is that, your recording, at that point in time you can take this into consideration. Now, which one of the answers is correct? Okay, fair enough. So systems has to be allocated to facilities. Now ask yourself a question. Ask yourself a question. Systems is based on computer usage hours. It's based on what? Computer usage hours. Now, what are the total usage hours? 9,300. Out of this, systems will ignore its own 300 hours. Therefore, what are the total hours? 9,000. Out of this 9,000, facilities takes up 10%. Machining takes up, how it 10%? 900 divided by 9,000. And this is 3,600 divided by 9,000. So what is this? 3,600 divided by 9,000. What do we get? We get 40% on machining. Assembly, it is 1,800 divided by 9,000. So that is 20%. And finishing is 2,700 divided by 9,000. That comes to 30%. So 30%, 20%, 40%, and 10% is how the systems department is giving its various services to the other various departments. So first of all, let us write down over here systems with a total cost of 2 lakhs and fabrication with a total cost of 1 lakh. Then we have machining, then we have assembly, and then we have finishing. Machining in itself has its own overheads, of 4 lakhs, has its own overheads of 4 lakhs. Assembly has its own overheads of 550,000, and finishing has its own overheads of 6,20,000. Look at the scientific way of allocating first, then you will automatically pick up the right answer. Don't be restricted to what they are asking you. You are studying right now. So study the whole concept, not just that one small bit that they are asking you. Now 10% of systems will go to facilities, making facilities 1,20,000. Now 40% will go to machining. Therefore 80,000 goes and sits over here. 20% will go to your assembly. So here you will go with 40,000. And 30% will go to finishing. So here you will go with 60,000. Now this facilities in itself, let's take a look. Facilities is based completely on square footage. What is facilities based on? Facilities is based on square footage. Facilities cannot allocate back to system. So what system has consumed is gone. Facilities cannot allocate to itself. So this is gone. So out of 11,600 of a total, 1,000 for system is gone and 600 for its own facilities it's gone. So 10,000 is the square feet ratio that is going to be used for allocation. Out of this 10,000, 2,000 is used by machining. So machining gets 20%. 3,000 is used by assembly. So assembly gets 30%. And 5,000 is used by finishing. So finishing gets 50%. Now this 120, I will put 20% to machining 24,000. 30% into assembly, that is 36,000, and 50% to finishing, that is 60,000. Here, the total will now come to 5,04,550 plus 76. This will come to 626. And this will be 620 plus 60 plus another 60. That is 740,000. Question is asking you how much is systems giving to facilities. The answer is system is giving 20,000 to facilities. This is my first part of the answer. Second is how much is facilities giving to machining. You can see here that it is giving 24,000. So this is my second part. So this is my answer. I have to see the alternatives, and I can see that alternative D is my answer. Sir, why did you do this extra? Arey, you have to do the allocation. You should do it properly. That is why for your practice. Does everybody understand step allocation in its entirety? Yes or no? Please tell me that. Yes or no? Please tell me that.
Yes,
Have you
sir.
understood this method?
Yes, sir.
Yes, everybody? You have understood? Everyone else, you are understanding? जितना ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतना कम टाइम लगेगा, जितना कम प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतना ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा. यहाँ पे मैंने कमेंट्री देके वक्त एक्सप्लेनेशन में इन्वेस्ट किया है. आपकी एग्जामिनेशंस में आपको इतना समय देने की जरूरत नहीं है. सीधे सीधे देखना है कि 9,000 में से 300 उड़ा दिए और 11,600 में से 1,600. आपके पास वही के वही रेशो आ जाएगा और आपके कैलकुलेटर पर आपकी ये पूरी कैलकुलेशन हो जाएगी. देखा जाए तो बहुत आसान है, लेकिन ये पूरे एक्सप्लेनेशन के बगैर आप कभी समझ ही नहीं पाएंगे कि ये ऑल्टरनेटिव्स आए कैसे. आप समझ रहे हो? Are you with me? Yes. Please take a screenshot. Please take a screenshot. This was question number 94. Now we will go to reciprocal allocation method, which is our last method under these three items that are there, under these three items. Now reciprocal allocation in itself is a very special method. Why is it a special method? It is special method because it is using the equations. Yes, Tanna.
सर इसमें कंप्यूटर यूसेज से हमने सिर्फ सिस्टम इग्नोर किया और स्क्वायर फीट में से दोनों, ऐसा क्यों?
When I was explaining, I told you, no? In square, you're not ignoring it from square feet, you're ignoring it from facilities. Facilities are giving their services across 11,600 square feet. Facilities cannot give its services to itself, that is why 600 has been removed. And facilities cannot go back and allocate to systems because systems has a higher ranking. वो मैंने लिखाया था ना अभी, before I started the question, मैंने वो लिखाया था, देखो कि system has to allocate to facilities means system has a higher ranking. Since system has a higher ranking, it shows that only systems cost will be allocated to facilities and facilities cost will not be allocated to systems cost.
Understood, sir.
I have covered that in explanation. When you watch the recording of the video, I mean the lecture, at that particular point in time, you will be able to, what is that?
Okay, sir.
Come to terms with it. You will be able to come to terms with it. Rest assured. Yes. My only request is, if anyone is taking these screenshots, please post them on the group. Please post them on the group. I don't think anybody has. Is anybody taking? If no, you can tell me no. I will not wait. Then I'll just rub it and I'll move on. Okay. Now we come to reciprocal allocation method. Now we come to what? Reciprocal allocation method. Now let us see what is there in reciprocal allocation method. I am taking a question or I would rather say that I'm taking an example straight away from Sargent itself. I'm taking an example straight away from Sargent itself. Let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. Or rather, let's go there. I've cut it out for you. Sargent text. Here. First of all, let us identify the smaller aspects of this question. There are two service departments. Now, everybody, you are not allowed to disconnect from the lecture. I need you to focus on lecture completely. Because if at any point in time you don't understand a single statement I'm making, you will not understand aage ka also. So be completely involved in this discussion. Be completely involved in this discussion. Without that, it is not going to be possible for you to understand. You have to be completely involved now. Are you with me on that? Are you with me on that?
Yes, sir.
Shall I begin? Now, please don't tell me that it is getting too heavy. We have to finish this method and then we can stop today. But before that, we can't stop. We have to do this. Okay? Let's begin. There are two services departments, that is maintenance and receiving. What are the two services departments? Maintenance and receiving. If you want, I'll write it down simultaneously. If you want, over here where I'm going to do the major calculations, I will write down over here. There are two service departments. What are they? Maintenance and receiving. The cost of maintenance is given as 40,000 and the cost of receiving is 35,000. How did I come to know that that is the cost? I came to know that that is the cost because it is given over. So that is given over. Now let's go ahead. Now maintenance is based on the number of hours that services are taken and receiving is based on the number of deliveries of the services that are taken, right? Maintenance is driven by what? Maintenance is driven by hours. Maintenance is driven by hours and receiving is driven by the number of deliveries. So let me put it down here for you. There is maintenance, there is receiving, there is machining, and there is assembly. Now, maintenance gives its services in number of hours and it gives 3,000 hours of services to receiving and it gives 12,000 hours of services to machining and it gives 15,000 hours to assembly. On a grand total, it has 30,000 hours of services that it gives. Can I say that maintenance gives 10% to receiving? Receiving is based on number of delivery. To maintenance, receiving gives 500 deliveries. It has no deliveries for its own, of course. Machining gets 1500 deliveries and these people get 4000 deliveries. ऐसा करके we are looking at a total of 6000 deliveries. So I can say that receiving gives 500 divided by 6000, which is approximately 8.33333. So we are rounding it off at 8% to maintenance. Now, the maintenance total cost is equal to 40,000 and receiving total cost is equal to 35,000. Under this method, comma, you will allocate each of the service department's cost to the other service department. You will allocate each of the service department cost to the other service department. There will be no partiality. There will be no ignoring each other's costs. Therefore, can I say that maintenance total cost is equal to 40,000 of its own cost, 40,000 of its own cost plus 8% of receiving department. Why? Receiving gives 8% of its overheads to maintenance. That is not included in 40,000. So this 40,000 is its own cost plus 8% it is getting from receiving department. So I will write this as total M, that is maintenance cost, is equal to 40,000 plus 0.08, that is percentage, 8% of receiving department. Similarly, I will write down receiving total cost is equal to 35,000 plus, I've written 10 extra, I think, no? Yeah. 35,000 plus 10% of maintenance department. So receiving department R is equal to 35,000 plus 0.10 M. My dear friends, substitute. Now you can call this equation 1 and you can call this equation 2. So you substitute equation 2 in equation 1. This is preliminary algebra. Why? This equation 2 has R's value expressed in the terms of M, and there is R over here. If I express R in terms of M over here, I can calculate the whole equation. So M is equal to 40,000 plus 0.08 R. R is what? R is this. So this is 35,000 plus 0.10 M. So M is equal to 40,000 plus 2,800 plus 0.08 M. 0.08 will go now onto the LHS and it will become 0.992 M is equal to 42,800, where now 0.992 will come down and your answer will come to 43,145. Similarly, you will substitute 1 in 2. By substituting 1 in 2, you will get R is equal to 35,000 plus 0.10. And my dear friends, this value of M, we will take this equation now, is equal to what? 40,000 plus 0.08 R. What you will get? You will get over here 35,000 plus 4,000 plus 0.08 R, and over here also you will get R. So 0.0 on to that side, 0.992 R, you will get equal to 39,000. I've written 390 by mistake. 39,000. And R, take 0.992 down, you will get the answer 39,350. What are these? These are the total costs of the various departments. Now, what is it that we have to take into consideration? Now, we have to take into consideration the allocation of the cost. What we have to take into consideration? The allocation of the cost. Maintenance, receiving, machining, assembly. Maintenance had a cost of 40,000. Maintenance had a cost of 40,000, but its total cost was 43,145. This is being allocated in what particular ratio by maintenance to everybody? 10% comes to receiving, right? 40% comes to machining and 50% goes to assembly. How? It is 15 divided by 30,000, 50%, 12,000 divided by 30,000, 40%, and 3,000 divided by 30,000, that is 10%. Now here, this is 500, so this is 8%. This is 1500 divided by 6,000, which is 25%. And this is 4,000 divided by 6,000, which is 67%. Which is how much? 67%. So 67 plus 8 plus 25 is around 100. I have rounded it off, not taken 66.6. Not interested in doing that. Now, this receiving, this maintenance department, 10% cost of it is going to receiving. So put 10% over here. Receiving department already has a cost of 35,000. Now 10% of the total cost of maintenance, which is 4315, will come over here and make this the total cost of 39,315. Similarly, 43,145 multiply by 40%, you will get 17,258 over here, and 43,145 multiplied by 50%, you will get 21,572 over here. Now, this 39,315 will give 8% of itself to maintenance, which will come to 3,145, and it will give 25%, that is 39,315 multiplied by 25%, which is 9,829. It will give to machining. How did I get 9,829? Again, I'm explaining. 39,315 multiplied by 25%. And again, 39,315 multiplied by, this time I will take 67%. So 39,315 multiplied by 67% is 26,341. Now, the total comes to 27,087 and 47,913. You will notice or wonder what happened. My dear friends, you put this into a negative bracket, keep this as positive, keep this as positive. This automatically becomes nil, and this 39,315 has been allocated over here. I'm sorry, it has been allocated over here in front of you. What you just saw was the reciprocal method. Will they ask you this in the exam? I don't see a reason why not. What is the only way to get out of this? Immense practice. Will you get immense practice? Yes. 2 mocks per chapter and 5 mocks in total. It will be taken care of. Apex will take care of you for CMA part 1. That's my commitment to you. Also, if you all are interested, everybody who's a part of now this is only open to those guys who are a part of my Apex group. If you all want additional questions to solve in this, I will happily draft questions for you and I will give them to you. Take them, solve them. One question you take, solve it by all the 3 methods. So I'll give you like say 5 questions. Take 5 questions, solve them by all the 3 methods. That would be somewhere around 5, 5, 5, 5. So that is at least 3 you are doing for each, like 15 is the total ratio. Anyway, that's for a discussion that doesn't need to be recorded. So this is the concept of reciprocal method. I am hoping that everybody has understood this concept and that you all will be able to calculate. Any doubts, please ask. In case there are questions in the reciprocal method on the exam support package, I will make a separate video for all and put it on YouTube. I believe there are not. I may be mistaken, but in case I will skim through it again, and if I find it, I will at that point in time make a video for you and place it. That video you will receive in the next week. Don't worry about it. Right, guys? Take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this if you need to. Yeah, Mr. Hubli.
So why should we minus this 43,145?
See, minus means what? The total cost of maintenance has been allocated. So I'm trying to say now maintenance in itself has no cost left to allocate.
Okay.
This entire cost that you can see here has been allocated to receiving machinery and assembly. So now this will become zero, no, if you allocate the whole cost. And this cost has been allocated to maintenance, machinery, and assembly. So once you allocate the whole cost, it will become zero. Get it?
Okay, sir. Got it, sir. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. I would recommend a screenshot. I hope it's taken.